Okay, so when did you decide that you wanted to be a filmmaker?
I can tell you the exact moment, actually. I used to work as a journalist when I first got out of college, and I worked for the New York Times for a little while, and one of my interviews was with a woman named Amy Brenneman, who is an actress. She was on the show Judging Amy. She was in the movie Heat with Robert De Niro. Really, really wonderful actress. So I spent a day with her, and I kind of talked about, her career and what she was doing, and the things that she was telling me, it just seemed like a really exciting industry. And I really kind of got into it almost more as a fan than as a reporter as I was talking to her. So at the end of the interview, we said goodbye, she went on her way. And I kind of thought, maybe this is an industry that I might have a chance actually working in. And it all kind of started there.
Okay, so now when you went to college, you attended the University of Connecticut, correct?
Yes.
Now what were you majoring in while you were there?
I was a journalism major. I actually started off as a psychology major as a freshman in college, and kind of turned out that it wasn't exactly where I wanted to go. And I had always been a writer, and I always thought that would be kind of cool, to work writing for magazines and newspapers. So I went there and interned for a couple magazines and newspapers as a student, and started working as a reporter when I got out.
Now, some of your work was actually published while you were attending the University of Connecticut. So what was it like the first time that you saw your work, like in a big time magazine?
That was fun. I did a story for a magazine called Link that used to be a national college magazine. It used to come to college campuses, and I had done a story about professional wrestling and how different colleges and the students there really take to it and really enjoy it and really get serious about it. The magazine that I worked for actually sent me to Wisconsin for spring break, and I went to this little college outside of Green Bay, and they actually had every Monday night when professional wrestling was on, the students would watch the shows and then they would actually wrestle afterwards. So I got to go out there and watch all of that, and I was actually, witnessing these guys wrestling at the end of the shows. When the story ran, it was pretty cool because people that were in the dorm who read the magazine were really excited by it, and one of them actually came up and asked for my autograph, which was kind of strange, but it was fun. It was really cool.
That's good. So after graduating the University of Connecticut, you went, and as you said, you went on to work for the New York Times. And just so you guys know, the New York Times is actually Fortune magazine's #2 most desirable place to work in the world, so that's really, really big. What was it like interviewing for them? Was it really nerve-wracking?
It was very nerve-wracking because at the time I would have been one of the youngest reporters that they had, but somehow I kept it together and went in, and it went okay. I thought I did all right, and I got the job, so it worked out.
That's good. So now, after leaving the New York Times, you worked on a piece called A Little Bit of Lipstick. And that starred Mia Tyler. And for those of you guys who don't know, Mia Tyler is a world-renowned plus-size supermodel in America, and is actually the daughter of Steven Tyler, the singer for Aerosmith. So that was big, getting to work with her. So was that intimidating at all for you?
It was at first. I had a little bit of experience working with celebrities as a reporter, but not so much as a crew member. And it was more of you think they're more on kind of a pedestal in that case than if you're working as a reporter, you're kind of like on an equal footing with them. But Mia was very sweet, and we got to be friends over the course of the shoot, and we're actually friends now. So yeah, it worked out pretty well. Okay.
Now, after working on that piece, you went to Florida State University for their graduate film conservative program. So what was that all about, that program?
That was my graduate program. I got my master's degree going through that. And it's a 2-year program where you learn technically every spot on a film. You learn what all the different jobs do. And it was extremely intense. So intense, in fact, that we had to sign a contract when we got in saying that we would not work for the 2 years that we were there. That's how big and how serious that it was. But it was good. You learn a lot working that much, and you get a lot of experience working in different positions, and it turned out to be a really great experience.
Now, I know while you were there, you worked on over 50 short films. So how stressful was that? Because that's a lot to do in the time period that you were there.
It was really stressful. Basically, you work 12 hours a day, every day, for 2 years.
That's definitely a lot. I mean, now, did you work on anything that received any kind of special recognition while you were there?
Yeah, 3 films actually. I produced a film called The Plunge that won a Student Academy Award. I was the assistant editor of a movie called Zeke, which also won a Student Academy Award. And my thesis film was actually a qualifier for the Oscar for Best Short Film in 2006.